recycling, and Patti from Integrated Waste Management is here to talk to us. But I got just a few announcements first. These are sitting out front. Hopefully when you came in, you signed up. These are free. If anybody would like to take these, help get the word out about what can be recycled and what can't, that would help all of us. With EcoSlow, there's just a few things that I want to point out. First, EcoSlow is a nonprofit and could really use your help. And there's a few ways that you could think about doing that. One is volunteering. And so if you sign up out there, that will get you on the email list and you'll know about opportunities to come out to beach cleanups, to do all kinds of possible volunteer activities. The second type of volunteering is serve on the board. They had some amazing people roll off the board recently. They're going to be hard to replace, but I'm sure some of you can do it. And we're always looking for good board members or other volunteers to help with committees.
But they need experience.
All kinds of experience would be helpful. Yeah, so many kinds of experience. If you're interested, you could talk to me and talk to someone from EcoSlow while you're here. Finally, it would be really helpful to donate even a few dollars to help us keep putting on these kinds of events. So there's a bin that's going to be going around, a silver bin. There it is. So look for that. If you could put in a few bucks, it would really help out. Thank you very much. And the blue bin down here underneath the table, we've been trying to do zero waste events. We have the donated materials, the silverware and the plates. And when you're done with those, if you can put them down in the bins down here, that will help us to clean up afterwards. So I think that's it. Anything else? Okay. Wonderful. So Patti, we'll have you come up.
Thank you. I think they have me attached to a cord, otherwise I walk around the room. I'm on a pacer, so bear with me. Just a little bit of background. I used to be a pastry chef, so I come from a totally different planet. And so the bottom line on that is I'm pretty good at baking cookies. And my significant other for the last 26 years is also a chef. Who, by the way, fired me. Thank you very much. And that sent me on this path. I was furious that the man had the nerve to fire me. We're still together, too. Not that furious, right? And left, walked right out of the building. He had me escorted out by security. And I went home and went, I'm out of this business. And immediately signed up to go back to school, got my bachelor's, and then got my master's, and here I am. So, big twist. So what we're here to talk about tonight, and I don't know if my cord is long enough, maybe it is items that you might think are recyclable, but are not. This is going to be a hard conversation, people, because what I'm going to do is be really honest. And you know, you've heard about it, you know, the recycling, and just put it in and we'll sort it out later. But we don't want that. We really don't want that. And as an industry, and I'm part of this, we were really bad at getting out the right message. To be honest with you, the cheapest thing is to landfill things. That's the honest truth. And in our county, we have 3 landfills that are very hungry for material. That's the reality that we're dealing with. We're also dealing with packaging. And as you guys know in your personal lives, there's tons of packaging that are hitting you every time you go to the store, Walmart, grocery store, whatever it is, packaging is bombarding you at every level, right? So first and foremost, let's talk about some of this packaging. Where do I begin? Here. Is this recyclable in San Luis Obispo County?
Yes. Yes. For 2. Yes.
It's plastic.
What number?
It doesn't matter. This is the only plastic that's recyclable in San Luis Obispo County is not this.
Oh.
It's plastic, rigid plastic with a neck. So what does that mean? It's this. It's this. It's this. Can't reach it. That rigid plastic with a neck. So think shampoo bottles, conditioners, of course beverage containers, water bottles, and soda bottles and that type of thing. Now I probably made 90% of the people in here very upset, right? 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 You're going, freaking, all this time I've been doing this wrong? Just I will be all over it. I'll be on the TV, radio, everything. You can guarantee it. I'll send out information to everyone, right? But right now, rigid bottles with a neck. Okay?
Regardless
Are you taking questions now or go up?
I can take questions now, but before I answer your question, I need to say why it's like that. There are two things that make something recyclable, and we always forget this. We want to forget it. We want to put everything in that blue bin because it feels so good, right? We got to back up. Two things that make it recyclable are, one, it has to make it through the system. I'll talk to you about the system in a second. And then number two is somebody has to be willing to buy it from you once you get it into that bale. Okay? That's really important. But we all want to forget that. Just get it in there, right? And somehow they'll figure it out. Well, to figure out is hard, especially when the markets have collapsed. Again, reality, I'm telling you the truth, okay? So that being said, I mentioned go make it through the system. That's the hard part. So when you put whatever item in to your blue bin, the truck comes to your curb, picks it up, and then crushes it, right? And when it crushes it, many things like this shatter, right? It shatters, and it breaks into little pieces, right? And then it leaves a recycling sorting floor, right? And several thousand pounds of material are smashing down on it even further. And then a big loader picks it up and puts it up on a sorting line, and it falls through the cracks in the machinery, and it's scooped up and sent to the landfill. So even if it's plastic number 1 or number 2, right, it doesn't matter. It has to make it through the system. So everybody needs to remember that. If you have a little teeny weeny piece of paper, let's say it's a tea bag that's actually paper, right? And you want that, it's paper, I want it to be recycled, then somehow you have to get smart and put that paper inside a newspaper, which will make it through the system, right? You can't have this little teeny whatever because it falls through the cracks. That's the reality of our sorting system, okay? So again, two things, has to make it through the system, and then somebody has to be willing to buy it on the back end. Question, sir?
What is it about bottles or containers next? I'm maybe already answered this, but
Yeah.
why the bottle of the olive oil versus the first yogurt you showed us? What?
Because this will withstand the system much more than this,
Even for
right?
both of the same poly-based material?
Right. And I know you're going, are you kidding me? Really?
No, I wouldn't say that.
But really, everybody in this room is saying that. Give me a break, right? Sorry, give me a break, right? You're making me nuts, right? But then we get into, remember the little yogurt containers that 99.9% of people in this room probably use? Like my mom. I can't get her out of them, right? No matter what, she lives with me. She's my nemesis, right? We fight constantly about materials and products, right? I want her to buy yogurt in a glass container because glass is recyclable. Absolutely not. It has to be in the small individual containers. You are not going to change me. We fight constantly, right? So the smaller containers, same material, they're garbage, right? It gets hard. This right here, plastic, rigid plastic, this I put through the system. This will make it probable, right? Even though it doesn't necessarily have that neck, but you see the plastic top on it? It's going to help it.
trash. Shouldn't it be?
Nope, this can actually, no, leave it on it.
So leave it.
Right, so if you have like, let's say a water bottle, right? If you can take and smash it and put that lid back on, leave the lid on, put it through the system, don't put your lid separate. They're going to fall through the cracks and not get recycled, okay? Yes, sir?
Regarding the peanut butter jar, is it important to clean it before or no?
It's kind of you to clean it before. We'd really appreciate it. Because you can imagine how it smells in the heat, right? And it attracts, of course, cockroaches and rats and whatnot, and we're trying to keep that under control. So that's very polite. Then the next thing people say about you're wasting water, okay? So wasted water is this. down the street. Using water is when you use it to wash out something, or wash your clothes, or wash a reusable napkin.
It's
That's
water
good.
that's treated anyway.
That's good, right? There's a difference. Can you see the difference? I think everybody can see the difference in here, right? You use water for a specific purpose, is not wasting water, okay? It depends on the product, but we'd appreciate it as clean as possible, but if you just rinse something and throw it in, we're good with that too. I'll repeat the question.
It's better with that.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back. No?
Like the peanut butter jars.
Okay, good. We're ready to go now. Any other questions?
The peanut butter jar has some peanut butter, that's okay?
Yeah. We'd appreciate it if you would clean this out. See this? Be nice. And you know what I would do? Honestly, I'd throw it in my dishwasher.
Yeah.
I'm pretty lazy, right? And just wash it, and then when it's done, throw it in the recycling. Does that work? It may not work for you, right? But it kind of works for me. I try to cut corners, so just saying. Yes, ma'am.
You want us to rinse?
That would be very nice.
What's the question?
Her question is, do you want us to rinse it out? And I said, yeah. It'd be very nice if you could rinse it out.
Well,
Yes, Denise.
if you're gonna, I would think that the manufacturers that are gonna collect that plastic to reuse, or recycle, reuse, manufacture up the chain, it should be clean. Otherwise, that's why, isn't that why China stopped collecting all of our crap?
Yeah.
Because it's
Okay.
dirty.
So she's pointing out about this Chinese issue or China issue. China didn't stop wanting recycling products from us because there was peanut butter in the peanut butter jar. What they wanted was a bale of this rigid plastic, but we were sending them a whole bunch of this plastic mixed in, right? This they can use to make something out of, this they can't. So let's talk about plastic for a second. Plastic is the worst product you can have in your life for recycling because it can only be recycled really one time, right? Whereas aluminum can, you can recycle it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Did I say over enough? Seriously, over and over and over again. And again and again and again. Plastic only has one chance. This can be chipped up and made into something like maybe carpet padding or carpet or something, maybe it's clothing, right? But that's it. And after that, what is it? It ends up in the garbage, right? And even paper has multiple lives. Again, the fibers get shorter each time, but it has more life than plastic does. But this is the most prevalent product in your life, right? It's everywhere. Plastic is in everything. Plastic is on your organic greens, right? It's everywhere. Now, just really quickly, we don't want any plastic bags in the blue bins. That means these. That means plastic bags that you put your recyclables in to put in your blue bin, right? We want you to go naked. Please don't put plastic bags in the bin because it gets wrapped up in the recycling sorting equipment. They have to shut it down, cut it out, or even burn it out, okay, before they can start the system up again. It's a really big problem, okay? Now let's talk about, we used to say, take all your plastic bags and take them back to the grocery stores, even CVS's and Rite Aids, and they would take your plastic bags and those containers kind of by the door. Sometimes you see them, sometimes you don't. The law that required those grocery stores to do that has sunsetted. It's expired. It's no longer effective. They were going to put through legislation last year, but it got killed because they were pushing two bills through that looked like they were strong on plastic regulation, but both were killed. So all three were killed, so everybody died, right? The bottom line is that those containers still may be at your store, but when we call to find out where that's going, nobody in corporate can tell us where it's going. Nobody has any idea what we're talking about. Nobody has any idea about whatever. And so when I call Cal Recycle, they say that's the state institution in charge of enforcing this. They don't have the manpower to go out and enforce it, so it's really vague, right? So I would be lying to you to say, yeah, that container's still there, go ahead and take it and feel good because it's going to be recycled, because chances are it's not. Honestly, I got to be telling you the truth, right? It has sunsetted. It's not the answer. I used to feel good. I'd collect all my bags, take them in, put them in there, think it was the right thing to do. At least they're getting recycled. It's not going to happen. It's not happening anymore.
Goes to the landfill?
Yep. Or typically what happens when I talk to like Target or big grocery store, Change, Kroger, whatever, it's heading back to a distribution center. Typically, the major distribution centers are just over the border. Yeah, and so when they get there and you get a bale of this, and this is what they get a lot of times, right? What do you do with that? What can you make it into? Do we have a buyer for this? Does anybody want to buy this, right? No. And so it's garbage, right? So instead of like sugarcoating it, cleaning it up, faking it out, let's just be honest. If you can avoid not bringing these into your house to begin with, that's the best option. Now that's the hardest thing to stomach, right? So when you go home, my mom and I got in a fight again, and it was like, you have to call that one because he took and brought it in, right? My organic fertilizer came in a plastic bag. I'm like, oh God. So I've got to call. So this was between us. I've got to call or you got to email and say, hey, I'm not happy with the packaging on my organic fertilizer. Can you please go back to the good old days when you had it in a paper bag, right? And they're like, thank you very much for calling. We appreciate that. You know what I got? A lot of free coupons for entirely free new products. But I need your help in this room to reach out to everybody at Ancient Grains. This guy right here, everybody who you get packaging that's not recyclable, reach out to them. There's an email address and phone number on everything. But let me tell you, it's wickedly hard to do. I'm just saying, it takes a lot of time. My mother stacks them up on the kitchen table. Those are yours. And on the weekend, I just go, God, help me, you know? I've got to make this commitment. I've got to try here to get packaging manufacturers to change. And believe me, the more people who do, call, email, the more they'll start changing because they want your business, but I need your help. Yes, ma'am?
I might speak for a lot of people here, but I think we're all kind of blown away that we can't recycle yogurt, that we're supposed to leave tops on, that we're supposed to clean it. So we had been given a message long ago not to do this. How are you guys advertising other than the green drinks? Like, what's I did advertising on television.
Excellent question. So here's my solve all, and you're probably not going to like this, but I'm still going to throw it out there. We have a website. On there we have social media, over here on the right-hand side, and in there is a newsletter that comes out once a month. Anything that changes in the industry, I pop it into that newsletter, and once a month, we send it out to you. So you'll get the latest and greatest updates once a month, right? But that means they have to go to the website to sign up for our once-a-month newsletter. And that's not something that a lot of people are willing to do, to be honest with you. But I do have a lot of people who are angry at me saying that they don't have the latest. So if you can help me out and just sign up for that, just saying, it would help me out a lot, so that you would get the latest changes. And believe me, it's changing all the time. And if you don't think I'm getting the latest, I had John Ryan in our office today. He runs the Material Recovery Center out of Spokane. And we sit down and we talk all the time. What's coming down the pike? How can we make the machinery collect things? Cleaner products. How do we make this happen? How do we, and I share with them all what I call the emails, the nasty grams I get, the people who are just livid because we're not doing what San Francisco's doing, or we're not doing what somebody in, New York is doing, or Massachusetts, or the Bay Area, or Boulder, Colorado, or whatever. Again, we need to go back to kind of landlocked here. San Francisco's closer to a port. They may have more options than we do. They also have a denser population. In a way, it's easier to deal with a lot of people. Their fees are like 3 times what we get charged here, so it's a little bit more more money going into the pot to be more creative with programs. They just recently upgraded their equipment at the Material Recovery Center, and the CEO for Ecology is touring the nation now, trying to get everybody on board so that every piece of plastic that's sold to you, there's like a CRV fund attached to it, so that when it's turned in at the recycling center, there's value in it. So just FYI, that's going to probably be coming down the pipe. So he's extremely powerful in the industry. Might happen. CRV on all products. But again, it's still coming in your house. Yes, ma'am?
Okay, so the bottom line is try not to be plastic.
Yes.
So, you have like lists of places that you can go to buy gold. You know, like, yeah, not in a cup. Like, where can we go get the yogurt so we can, in our own thing? Or, I mean, cups, we will go out of our way before buying something that we don't have to buy in plastic. But we don't know if they're going to.
So the question, in a nutshell, is where the heck do I go where I don't have to, right? Help me out here. Where do I go? Where do I go to solve my problems here? Whether it's yogurt, right? Or whether it's bulk or whatever, right? We can help you out with that. I can give you a list, but it changes constantly. I'd love to keep in touch with you on it, right? We can pump that out in a newsletter again once a month. But on your shelf in every grocery store, there's a glass jar of yogurt. Yeah, what? Now you're going to go in and you're going to look for it, right? Yeah, you're going to look for it. Right? So when I'm standing in front of a shelf, whatever shelf it is, I'm like, oh, I want that. I hate the packaging, right? I hate the packaging. So I'm like, right? And it's that back and forth. So if I bring this into my house, my mom's going to be on my case because I got to call her, right? Or is there any way that I can figure out a way to not get that packaging in my house that I don't want? And oftentimes I look lower or higher on the shelf, there's a packaging option that I can take. Cardboard, right? Maybe some paper, maybe over